Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ikemji, and in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make this double collar t-shirts. This tutorial is well detailed and beginners friendly, so if there's something you find very interesting and you want to learn it in detail, then you would want to engage in this video because I have explained it step by step. So if you find it interesting, let's get started. So to begin now, I'll be working with a by 60 trouser length crepe plain material of fabric. So here I'll be advising you to make use of 2 yards or 2.5 depending on your body size. But here now I'll be working with these pieces that I have because I've actually used this material before. So this is the remaining, okay? But I'm going to explain it well in detail. So I'm going to take part of the material here and I'll place it on fold because I would want to cut the back of the dress first, okay? So firstly, I'm going to determine the length of the dress. That's the top. I'm going to determine it, and what I actually want is 26 inches, okay? But I'm going to be adding an extra inch 1.5 for my sewing allowance, that's at the hemming part, okay? And then the next I'm going to determine is the chest line. So my chest line here is actually 8 inches, and how I was able to get this 8 inch is by going 2 inches above my bust line, okay? So my bust line, which is the next vertical line, is actually 10 inch, which I've just basically marked, and then down to my waist, which is actually 17 inches, which I've just marked. So this is just me actually joining those lines together, which is my chest line, my bust line, and my waistline, okay? So the next I'm going to do is to determine my shoulder, and my shoulder divided by 2, I'm going to have 8. So I'm just going to mark that there, and I'll simply go ahead and replicate that measurement at my chest line. So after doing that, I'm going to connect both points together with my ruler, and then from that line now I'm going to go down by 1 inch. This is simply because I want to create my shoulder slope, okay? So after marking that, I'll determine my neck width, and the reason I'm doing this is to connect that point to the other point there to get my shoulder slope, okay? So after doing that, I will simply go ahead now and go in with my body circumference, starting from my bust. So my bust divided by 4, I'm going to have 9 inch plus 1 inch for my sewing allowance, okay? And I'll simply go ahead and replicate that measurement at my chest line, and I will connect 2 of them together. So after doing that, the next I'm going to go ahead to do is to determine my waistline, and my waist divided by 4, I'm just going to mark that there. So I decided to work with my exact measurement rather than connecting my bust to the waistline for a free t-shirt, but I want to give my own a kind of defined shape, you understand, to get this body fitted somehow. So I'm just going to mark my waist now, and I'll go ahead and add ½ inch for ease allowance, okay? And then I'll go ahead and mark my sewing allowance. So that is a total of 1.5 inch altogether, okay? So after marking that now, I'll go down to my hip, which is the full length of this dress, okay, using my hip measurement divided by 4. So I'm just going to mark that. I'll add 1 inch for my sewing allowance and 1 inch for ease. That's making 2 inch allowance, okay? So after doing that, I'll go ahead and connect all the points together. So at the hip point of my top, I don't want it to be all straight. I want to give it like a curved, you understand? So I'm going to go up by 2 inch, and at the front part, I'm going to go in by 3 inches, which I'm just going to mark there. So I'm just going to connect those points together with a curved line, okay? So next I'm going to go ahead to do it to determine my armhole, okay? From that line that I connected to my chest line, I'm going to get the midpoint, which is actually 3.5. So I'm just going to mark that there and then get a curved line to get my armhole. So I will proceed now and be cutting out what I'll be needing for this tutorial, okay? Next, I will go ahead and place my back material on my folded fabric, which we'll be using for the front. So while doing that, I went ahead to keep an allowance in front. This allowance I'll be working with is 2.5 inch allowance, which will be for my button, okay? So I just went ahead and marked the 2.5 to the whole fabric, and I'm going to adjust my back properly to that line that I've already made, okay? So I'll be going ahead to cut out exactly what I'll be needing for this tutorial because it's almost the same thing, okay? Just the difference in front. So here now, what I'm going to go ahead to do is to actually determine the neck depth of my back. And the neck depth for my back I'll be working with is 1 inch, okay? So I'm just going to be marking that for the back. Note that this is not for the front. I'm cutting the back alone. So I'm just going to mark 1 inch, and I'll connect it to that shoulder point, okay, which we went in by 3 inches, okay. So I will make my curve line and then cut out, okay. So trying to mark my shoulder point for my front fabric, I'll go ahead and remove the back and then outline the shoulder point very well. So the neck depth I'll be working with for the front is actually 2.5, and this is just me marking those points, okay. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and mark my curve for my neck, okay. So this is just me confirming the neck depth that I'm using. So I'll go ahead and draw my curve line and connect it towards my button allowance, okay. So after doing that, this is basically what we have, and I'll simply go ahead and split out the front part. So this is just me opening up to show you guys what it looks like eventually, and this is it, okay. So next I'll go ahead to do is just to hem the down part of my shirt, and then at this side I'm just going to go in by half and then fold it again, okay, and stop stitch so that I can create my button allowance, okay. So I'm going to do it here and also do it to the other side of the dress. So this is basically what we have. After doing that, you can see that I've gone ahead to stitch the front part and equally hem the down part of the dress. So next I'll go ahead to do is to join both shoulders together, okay. So this is basically what we're going to have after going ahead to join the shoulders, okay. And then next I'll go ahead to do is to cut my sleeve. So here I have gotten a rectangular material already. Like I said earlier, I have pieces material, so this is part of it. So this is rectangular form, and I was able to get 2 for both sleeve, okay. So I'm just going to fold it just the way you've seen me do in this video. I place it on fold and I'll be cutting the first one first, okay. So the length of my sleeve I'm working with is actually 8 inches, but here I'm going to be working with 10 for my folding, which is the hemming and then the joining, okay. That is why I'll be working with 10 inch. I went ahead to fold my sleeve with 11 inches. This actually differs in body sizes, but this works for me, although I have a detailed video that explains how to cut a sleeve perfectly, okay. So here I made sure that it's 11 inches. Then what next I'm going to be doing is to actually go down by 4 inch. I'm just going to place my tape this way and I'm just going to mark 4 inch in order to cut my armhole, okay. So I'm just, after marking that now, I will go ahead and place my tape at 10 inch and I'm just going to mark that, okay. So after marking that, I'm going to connect these points that I just made to the beginning part of this dress, okay. So after connecting these points now, I'm going to go ahead and determine the midpoint of this line. So after determining the midpoint of this line, I'll go ahead and draw an inverted S, which will pass through that midpoint that I just made there. This will create my armhole. So the next I'm going to do now is to determine my round sleeve, okay. And my round sleeve divided by 2, I'm just going to mark that, add 1 inch allowance and then my sewing allowance for ease, okay. So I'll go ahead and join those points together. So after doing that, I will simply go ahead and cut out what I'll be needing, and I'll place it on my next material and equally replicate that cutting as well. And this is basically what we have. So I'll go ahead and hem down part and bring it back, okay. So this is basically what we have. I've gone ahead to hem the down part of my sleeve. So next I'm going to go ahead to do is to attach my sleeve to my dress, okay. So I'm just going to open my shirt appropriately so that I can go ahead and place my sleeve. So I'll simply go ahead and use pin to actually support it down for easy stitching, okay. So after doing that, I will go ahead and stitch it down and replicate it to the other part of my sleeve. So after that, this is basically what we're going to have. As you can see, I've gone ahead to attach my sleeve to my dress. So next I'm going to do is to turn my dress to the wrong side so I can go ahead and close up my dress with the 1 inch sewing allowance we left. So I'll go ahead and stitch that down and do it to the other side of the dress. So this is basically what we have. As you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch it down. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the excesses we have at the sleeve side and do it to the other part. This is basically what we're going to have. So next I'll go ahead and do is to turn my dress back to the right side. And next I'll go ahead to do is to get my collar, okay. And to determine my collar, I'm going to measure the round neck just this way. So after doing that now, whatever I get, I'm going to go ahead and be cutting that. So I'm working with 17 for the round neck, which is what I got after measurement. So here I've gone ahead to get 2 long straps that I actually placed on fold, and I made sure that both of them are more than 17 inches, okay. So after doing that, here one of them is going to be acting as the upper base and the other one is going to be acting for the down. So I'm going to start from the down base of my collar, okay, because it's a double collar. So remember that we actually need 17 inches, okay, for our round neck. So this down part is going to be equal to the same thing we have as our round neck, but I'm going to be adding 1 inch for our sewing allowance. That's our joining, because this material is already on fold. Okay, so there's going to be a joining for both of them. So I'm just going to mark that 18 inches, and then the width of this down part of the collar is actually 2 inches, which I'm just going to mark them and connect all through. So after doing that, I will go ahead and cut out what I'll be needing and equally slash the folded parts because I need to have it in pairs. So now I have it in pairs. Okay, so what I'm going to basically do now is to actually cut the upper base of my collar, and for me to do that, I will definitely be needing this down. So what I'm going to basically do now is to take the measurement of this down fully, which I have 18, and I'll go ahead and keep that aside. So now this, remember that this material is already on fold because I have to have it in pairs. Now I'm going to fold it again. Okay, this is just a single fold. Remember that the other one we kept it open to measure our 18, but this one we're going to fold it, okay, and measure it. So I'm just going to place it like this. Now 18 divided by 2, because you are going to use the down one to determine the upper base of your collar. So 18 divided by 2, I have 9. Okay, so I'm just going to mark that there. Good. Now to cut the upper base of this collar, we usually do it 2 inches lesser than the down base. So remember that the down one is actually 18. When you say 18 minus 2, you are going to be having 16, right? So now this 16 divided by 2, you are going to have 8, right? So you're going to mark that 8 inches. So once you mark that now, the width, the next I'm going to do is to determine the width of this collar, and the width of the collar I'm going to be working with is actually 3.5 inch. So I'm just going to mark 3.5 inch and then connect it throughout. Okay, so after doing that now, remember that this is the down part and the other part is the up part. Okay, that is this down part here that I'm just measuring is actually the down part, which must be 8. And this is the part that is going to be seated rightly on top of the lower base of my collar. Okay, then the upper part is usually having a slanted form. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is to at this upper part here, I'm going to go out by ½ inch. Okay, and this ½ inch that I've marked now, I'm going to slantly connect it to that down part so that I can have that slanted look in our collar. I hope this explains it perfectly. So this is just exactly what I want now. So I'll go ahead and be cutting out what I'll be needing for this. So I will just go ahead and open it up, and this is basically what you're going to have. So after all said and done, by the time you are done sewing it, you're going to have something like this. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is to split this part open because I didn't do that earlier, and then I'll go ahead and open them so you can see how they look in pairs. Okay, so from this pairs now, I'm just going to be taking one from them, and I'll go ahead and attach gum to it. So I'm just going to use a gum to make it so it can be firm. So this is basically what it's going to look like, and for the lower case, I went ahead and just ironed it with ½ inch. Okay, so next I'll go ahead to do is to actually place this, ensuring that right sides are facing each other, so that I'll go ahead and use ½ inch to actually stitch it, and then use the other part to turn it to the right side back. So this is basically what we're going to have. As you can see, I've gone ahead to actually do that and ironed it. So next I'll go ahead to define the midpoint of this upper base of my collar, and I'll notch it, and then I'm going to get the lower base, place them together, and equally go ahead and find their midpoints. Okay, and I will equally notch it. Now what I'm basically going to do next is to actually place them appropriately. So you can see that for the upper collar, this part here, it has the gum. So I will make sure that the lower case of the collar that has the gum is placed on top of the other parts. Okay, ensuring that their right sides are facing each other. Okay, so after doing that, I'll just go ahead and turn it to the other parts and equally place the one that does not have gum to make sure that their right side are facing each other, and make sure that the midpoints are appropriately placed well. And I'll use pin to secure that down for easy stitching. Okay, so when I'm stitching, ensure that you actually stitch appropriately, because you know some of our collar usually have all this curvy nature. So I'm just going to use my chalk to actually draw that curve to direct me while I am stitching it. Okay, and I'll do that to the other part of my collar. And this is basically what it's going to look like by the time you are done. By the time you are done and you are also turning it, you're going to have something like this, just the way it is here in the video. So you can see that the curve I have created, and next I'll go ahead to do is to actually notch that curve area, and I'll cut out the excesses that is there. Okay, so after doing that, I'll turn it and give it a good press. So after I have given it a good press, I went ahead to denote the midpoints so it can be well seen. And next I'll go ahead to do is to actually introduce my shirt. Okay, so I'll equally find the midpoint of my shirts this way, and I'll go ahead and notch it. So after doing that, now I'll make sure that that notch part of my shirt is also in line with the midpoint of this collar, ensuring that the part that does not have the gum, that's the part that does not have the gum, I'm going to start with. Make sure that the right side of your shirt and that of the part that does not have the gum are placed together. Make sure the midpoints are placed appropriately, like I said earlier. So I'm just marking the midpoint so you can see it well. So I will just make sure that that part that does not have the collar gum is attached with that of the shirt, and I'll use pin to secure it down for stitching, and then use this part that I folded by half, which had the gum, to top stitch it to cover every wrong edges. Okay, and this is basically what we have. You can see that everything turned out neat and very clean, and this is basically what we have. So if you enjoy watching this video and you find it very helpful, please do subscribe, like, share, turn the notification bell to get notified anytime I upload a new video in this channel. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.